In. Go on. How you doing there, Jamie? Okay. Welcome to your wellness profile. So we're going to take you through all your stats today, find out exactly where your body is. So for me, the more I know about your body, the better I can help and support you to kind of get to your goals. Okay, perfect. So let's have a look at your goals first. So talk to me a bit more about kind of what you're looking to achieve.
Okay, well, I want to lose a bit of weight.
Cool.
Okay, but I want more tone up as well.
Okay, so what do you mean by tone exactly?
Well, when you go on holiday, take the top off, feel more comfortable, you know, show off the abs, get better arms, everything.
Okay, brilliant. Have you ever looked at your body fat percentage at all?
Never before, no.
Okay, perfect. So that'd be a good gauge to look at that tone. And kind of weight-wise, what do you think you'd like to be?
Well, 13 stone I think would be quite good.
Okay, perfect. So we did jump you on the scales and you were about 14 stone. So you're about a stone to lose. Okay, perfect. So when would you like to get down to that 13 stone by?
December, hopefully.
December.
Yeah.
So how many months we've got? So okay, so about 3 months.
Okay, yeah.
3 and a bit months.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So within kind of 1 to 2 pounds that we normally work with on kind of steady weight loss, that is more than achievable.
Okay.
And again, so why is it really important to get down to that 13 stone and that tone look?
Well, like I said, December, I've got a holiday.
Oh, you got, okay, brilliant. Where are you off to?
Lanzarote.
Nice. Good
Yeah.
stuff. Bit sun, lovely.
Been there before, real nice. Heartbeat, like the beach is lovely, so you'll get the abs out.
Okay, perfect. And it's important you to get those abs out.
Yeah, it's that confidence and really actually like on the beach, not being here and that sort of stuff. You're like, it's got the abs.
Perfect. We can help with that. Not a problem. Okay, so we've got you on the scales, just perfect. So we've got all your stats.
Yeah.
So your first little stat here, we've got is your hydration levels. So you're coming out at 53.4. So males need to be between 50 to 65%. So you're within the recommended ranges, but obviously we could push you kind of higher at that level. So when do you think you drink enough water?
Some days.
Some days, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. How much water do you think you drink a day?
On a good day, probably like 2 litres.
About 2 litres, okay.
On a good day.
Okay, on a good day. Do you drink many teas and coffees?
Yeah, coffee in the morning when I'm tired and all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So it's really important to know. So we're looking at an absolute minimum of 2 litres of water a day. It's going to help you. And for every tea, coffee and alcohol that you drink, that's actually classed as a diuretic, so that actually dehydrates your body.
Okay.
So if you do have a coffee, if you can get another glass of water in as well, that will help to keep you rehydrated. But the key to hydration is everything works better in your body. So skin, hair, energy, metabolism, energy levels, everything works better if you're fully hydrated. Okay. So we can definitely kind of improve that, and that should help everything. Okay. Bone mass, we are coming out at 7.2. So looking at you, it's going to recommend your range. Okay, perfect. So it's pretty much bob on there with 7.3 we're looking for. So that's saying the kind of density and strength of your bones is pretty good. So it's predominantly based around maybe some resistance training, exercise you've done in the past, and making sure your calcium levels are nice and high. So you do them perfect. So as long as we can keep those nice and high, then we're in a good place. Okay, body fat percentage. So this is what we were talking about earlier. So you said you wanted that tone look, abs. So your body fat percentage is the best gauge of you changing that shape and size that you're potentially looking for. So you're coming out at 15.2. So you're kind of sitting around this side. So maybe those abs are just creeping out a little bit. So looking at these, where do you think you'd like to be?
Probably more, say that 10 to 12%.
10 to 12%, perfect. So you'd like to maybe drop 5% body fat along the way.
Yeah. Perfect,
great stuff. So we can kind of add that to your goals as well. So that's something that we can potentially do by Christmas. So hopefully making sure we're losing some of that body fat that we don't need, maybe putting that little bit of muscle on, and we can hopefully get you down to that 10% by Christmas as well. Perfect. Okay, so visceral fat. So your visceral fat's coming out at 4, which is coming out in the excellent range, which is brilliant. So your visceral fat is the fat that sits around your vital organs. So this is the kind of the dangerous stuff. So, you know, most people come saying they want to look and feel that, you know, better, lose a little bit of weight, tone up. This is the kind of the serious side of maybe holding that little bit of extra weight. So if you hold that extra weight around your tummy area, it's potentially likely to become around those vital organs, and that could put you at risk of some serious health implications down the line. But you're in an excellent position there, so especially if we're going to keep losing a bit of body fat, that's only going to get better and better. Okay, physique rating, we're coming out as a 5. So you're hitting in this very healthy range in the middle, which is great. It's saying your muscle mass is in a good position, and it's saying your body fat again is not in a bad position at all. But looking at your goal and what you're kind of looking to achieve, and that 10% body fat, we're looking to at least look after that muscle, maybe even put a little bit more on, but hopefully dropping you down into this kind of bottom category 8 here by dropping that body fat. So we're just kind of watching move through the categories there. Okay, basal metabolic rates. This is a really interesting one. So your basal metabolic rate is the amount of calories you burn at rest. So you come out at 1,914. So theory is, if you stayed in bed all day, watched the telly, didn't move at all, you would need about 1,900 calories to keep you the weight and shape that you are now. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're looking to lose any body fat, any weight, we need to create a calorie deficit. Yeah? So we need to be burning more calories than you're consuming. Okay. So any idea how many calories you need to burn to lose a pound of fat?
Let's have a guess, about 100.
Not quite. We're looking at 3,500 calories is 1 pound of fat. So the easy maths means if you wanted to lose a pound of fat over a week, you need to create a 500 calorie deficit. That makes sense.
Okay.
So now let's say, depending on what your job is, maybe you burn an extra couple of 100 calories throughout the day. So maybe just over the 2,000 mark. So that would suggest that if you were to do no extra exercise but wanting to lose 1 pound of fat, then you could eat around about 1,500–1,600 calories mark. Okay. Yeah. But if you maybe wanted to lose a little bit more, a little bit quicker, then the way to do it would be to increase your exercise, so you create a bigger deficit. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Or if you're happy with 1 pound a week, you could potentially eat a little bit more, but obviously increase that exercise as well. But obviously we need to create that deficit all the time. Yeah. So for yourself, to drop that body fat, if we're keeping around that 1,500–1,600 calorie mark, you know for sure we're definitely heading in the right direction. Okay, perfect. Okay, brilliant. Muscle mass then. So this is just an important thing to kind of look at. So yes, we want to lose some of that body fat, we don't need, but really importantly we want to put on that muscle. So it's important to look at these and think, well actually these two could weigh about the same, but the difference is there's obviously more muscle mass on there. And this is obviously slimmer, fitter, healthier looking. Abs are better in this one, definitely. So this is what we're kind of looking to try and create. So we'll look at your exercise as well as making sure your protein levels are good, and hopefully we can put a little bit of muscle on as well. Okay. Perfect. Okay, metabolic age. You are coming out at 32. Okay, perfect. How old are you?
28.
28. Okay, perfect. So it's a little bit higher than it should be. So this metabolic age is basically just talking about how efficient your body is, so based on everything, your hydration levels, your muscle mass, everything that goes into your body, kind of where you would sit on an age scale. So we just want to get that below your actual age, and it just shows kind of your body is working really, really well.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're only a few years ago, so we can get you down, not a problem. Okay. This is one of the big principles that we work on. So we're looking for 10 glasses of water a day, so like we talked about how important your hydration levels are. 5 small balanced meals. So we'll talk about your food a little bit more in a minute, but we're looking for 5 little meals throughout the day. And ideally 1 little bit of physical activity a day, and that is pretty much going to get most people to kind of towards their goals. That's the big premise that we work on. Exercise-wise, obviously we run lots of fit camps as well in the local area, so we can talk about you coming along to those sessions, which is great. And there's some home DVDs, so if you're struggling to maybe get to the gym or out to fit camp, then there's some stuff as well we can look at. Okay, nutrition. This is the important stuff. So, big thing to take away from today is, especially if we're looking to lose that bit of weight, tone up, 80% of it is down to your nutrition and 20% of it is due to your exercise. Easiest way to kind of think about that is, have you any idea how many calories you might burn if you had an hour-long session in the gym, for example?
Couple hundred?
Couple of hundred calories,
Yeah.
okay. So I would say, right, if somebody's working really hard in the gym for about an hour, you're looking at maybe around 500 calories mark, but that's somebody working really hard. Any idea how long it takes to consume or eat or drink 500 calories?
Let's see. I'm using the kind of code.
You're probably looking a good 100 plus, easy.
10 minutes less.
Yeah, absolutely. So a few bad choices with your eating, whether it's a takeaway, a few beers, chocolates, crisps, these kind of things. You know, generally high fatty, high calorie food, very, very quick and easy to get that 500 calories in. So I'm not necessarily always saying it's really easy to make the nutritional changes, but sometimes it would be just not eat that and potentially eat something a little bit healthier. We're going to make a quicker and easier drop in those calories. So Let's talk about your food then. So let's talk about yesterday. So what did you have for breakfast yesterday, and we'll work our way through the day?
Didn't have breakfast yesterday.
Didn't have breakfast, perfect, good stuff. Mid-morning, did you have anything?
Biscuits.
Biscuits, good. Cups of teas, coffees, anything coming
That
out?
was with coffee, that was.
With a coffee, lovely. Okay, and for lunch?
And a sandwich.
Sandwich, okay. What was on your sandwich?
Ham, cheese and cucumber.
Ham, cheese and
Packet
cucumber.
crisps with it as well.
Packet crisps, standard. Anything else? Fruit, yogurt?
No.
No, okay, great. Mid-afternoon?
That was a bit of cake actually, someone's birthday.
Someone's birthday.
Yeah,
It's always someone's birthday.
Yeah, it's always someone's birthday.
Okay, perfect. And your evening meal last night?
Was pasta.
Pasta. Okay, anything with the pasta?
It was tuna.
Tuna.
It was a tuna pasta break.
Okay, perfect. So, now really importantly for me is most people understand the idea that takeaways, chocolate, crisps, you know, these real high calorie foods are kind of bad for us. But something to kind of really think about is the amount of carbohydrates people are getting into their diet at the moment. So, you're actually fitting into this, fitting into this bottom graph here with the no breakfast to start the day. So what happens if you're not eating breakfast, your blood sugar levels start to drop, and basically you can see this kind of hungry kind of spell. So obviously you're getting a little bit tired, a bit hungry because there's no goodness in your body. So that is when you may be starting to crave coffees, biscuits, those kind of things. Perfect. So you have those, you get a big spike, then a big crash. Then when you have your sandwiches, again at lunch, again that's a bit of a spike because it's predominantly carbohydrates in the bread. Big spike, crash. How are you feeling mid-afternoon? Full of beans, loads of energy?
Like, just can't even work.
Yeah. Tired? Yeah. And obviously somebody's birthday and somebody brings some cake round, it's very hard to resist, isn't it? Also that kind of mid-afternoon bit where you are feeling tired is, I guess, potentially when you're finishing work and maybe thinking about coming to the gym or doing some exercise. And you know, if we're in these low, red, kind of tired, lethargic spells, it's so difficult for you then to motivate yourself to maybe do that exercise because your energy levels are so low, but also you're very much more susceptible to making those bad choices because your body knows that sugar, that fat that's in the chocolate cake is going to pick you out of that slump. It's going to chuck you straight back down again, but
also normally have some more sweets to get me through.
There you go, more sweets, perfect. And obviously then you're ending up maybe heading home, obviously you're ready for your evening meal, because that blood sugar level's low, and maybe you're going for like eating a piece of bread while you're cooking your tea kind of scenario, and you maybe eat a little bit more than you should be. So that kind of
Definitely, yeah, I'm always hungry. So.
Big evening meal. Okay, perfect. So, what we're looking to try and create, the first thing to do is to balance the nutrition. So the nutrition you're getting, like I said, predominantly carbohydrates, so pastas, rice, breads, things like that, a little bit of protein in there, with your tuna and a bit of a sandwich. But we're looking to go on a principle of 40, 30, 13. 40% carbohydrates, 30% protein, 30% fat. We worry too much about the 30% fat, that should naturally come if you're getting some good sources of protein in. But basically we're just looking to reduce those carbohydrates and definitely increase that protein. Really, really important, the protein. A, it's going to help you look after the muscles that you're potentially looking to help build. And also, we'll talk about in a second, is it really helps with the fullness level when you're eating your food. So, 5 small meals a day, as we talked about, is what we're looking for. And this is potentially when the Herbalife products can come into your daily routine, just to make your life super simple and super easy to get that really good high nutrition in there and make it really easy to get those 5 meals throughout the day. Breakfast. Obviously you didn't start with breakfast yesterday, but it is so important. So making sure you know we're really hydrated. Obviously you want to look after those energy levels. So again, we've got those great products that can help with that. And then really making sure your nutrition is where it should be to start the day. Balancing those blood sugar levels, some good protein in there and help you feel really, really good. So, this is what we're looking for with your 5 small meals a day. Balancing those blood sugar levels. A, reducing the amount of carbohydrates. There's none of that fat storage. So what happens with the fat storage, basically there's a blood sugar level spike and your body starts to produce extra insulin. And that insulin stores those carbohydrates as fat.
Okay.
So what's going to happen in here with those 5 small meals a day, we get none of that big spike, which means then you get none of that crash. So hopefully there's less of those tired spells where you're more susceptible to kind of chocolates and cakes and bits and bobs like that. And then you're fitting in a nice healthy snack mid-morning, mid-afternoon. It just means we're balancing these blood sugar levels throughout the day. Your energy levels are going to be through the roof. So hopefully that means that then maybe you're able to do a little bit more exercise and keep training and building like that, and you'll feel so good for doing that. Okay. Really important though, so 5 small meals a day. Doesn't mean you can have 5 little burgers a day. It's making sure we're getting that right balance of nutrition, like I said, around 40, 30, 30. So a quick look at this graph. So this is how your body reacts to different carbohydrates and different foods. So this little pink kind of spiking trough is your kind of sugary foods. So like I said, so you talked about your chocolate cake and you go for the sweets earlier. If I open a box of chocolates now, let you have one. What do you want to do 30 seconds later?
The other one.
30 seconds later.
Another one.
And then ultimately, yeah, you just finish the box, don't you? And that is due to this big spike and big crash in your blood sugar levels. Second line is you've got your kind of carbohydrates, so your pastas, rice, potatoes. They're going to fill you up for a little bit longer, but still potentially leave you kind of maybe craving something sweet, you know, half an hour to kind of 60 minutes afterwards. Easiest way I think about it is, you know, imagine a Sunday dinner, and you have loads of carbohydrates, so your potatoes, mashed roasties, and then maybe the sweet trolley comes round at the carvery. Again, blood sugar levels have dipped, so again you're susceptible to maybe having that sweet thing after your meal. Okay, and this orange one here that you can see, this is the really, really important one. So this is what I talked about briefly, just about your protein. So the real key for protein is it helps to fill you up more than carbohydrates do. So this is the amount of calories you're burning, and this is the amount of calories you're going to consume. Like we talked about, just we want to create a deficit, don't we? Okay. So the key is, yes, we want to reduce your calories, but most people end up reducing their calories, starting to get hungry, and then ultimately, maybe later on that day they eat more, or maybe it lasts a week of willpower, and then they end up, you know, finishing their diet. What we want to do is reduce your calories, but make sure a greater proportion of that comes from protein, and then you don't feel like you missed the gap. And that is hugely important to making this a sustainable change in your diet. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense, yeah.
Really important to get those protein levels right. So you've got this perfect green line at the top there, which is basically a combination of proteins and veg. There's enough carbohydrates in your vegetables to pretty much sustain most people's activity levels. Certainly reducing, you know, your pastas, rice and potatoes. And that is going to help fill you up throughout the day. Okay? Lovely stuff. So, onto the kind of Herbalife products that we talked about, and making it so you really understand, yes, these products are going to be great for you, but why? So there's some of the scientists that are at the top of Herbalife. As you can see here, so Herbalife sell almost a third of all the meal replacement shakes sold in the world are Herbalife shakes. It's a massive, massive company, and these are the guys that are at the top that help support and create and make sure that these products have got the best nutrition out there. This guy here, the little gold bit, he's got a Nobel laureate in nutrition. So this guy's got a Nobel Prize. So we really do have some of the top guys in the world supporting our nutritional products. Okay. Just as a quick kind of snapshot of the kind of things that maybe some people, I mean, does this look kind of familiar over here? It's a nice meal deal, sandwich, glass of Coke, pot of Coke and some crisps. So as you can see, there's a little comparison there of our little shake. Massive saving in your calories, loads of saving when it comes to fat, sugars, things like that. Maybe that might have a little bit more protein in, but ultimately as a big snapshot, the smoothie is going to be much, much more beneficial than kind of the on-the-go food that you might get like that. Nutritionally, the products that we provide absolutely run for the best nutrition possible. So as you can see from here, all the vitamin A, the fibre, the iron, the calcium, everything that shake's got, it's full of everything that your body needs. And again, really important is the protein levels at the end. Okay, so when it comes to cost, so do you ever buy your lunches out at all?
Yeah, quite a lot.
Okay, so how much do you think you spend on your lunches?
£5, £6 probably.
5, 6 quid, easy, perfect. So this is just an example again, of kind of Boots meal deal, Tesco's meal deal type thing. So you're looking a minimum of 3 to 4 quid, but you're maybe pushing 5, 6 quid. So potentially if you swap that for one of our smoothies, not only are you going to get loads more nutrition, saving loads of calories, potentially might even help to save you a few quid as well, which would be perfect. Just an example here, if you swap from that kind of meal deal to one of our smoothies over the space of a 12-month period, so if you were having that for lunch, you'd save yourself nearly £600. Most importantly, you'd save yourself 205,000 calories, which is a massive, massive amount of weight. Equivalent of 366 hours on a treadmill, which is no more. These are a few of our lovely testimonials. This is Wendy, one of the people some of our guys have worked with. I think she had a photo shoot for Chat Magazine. She was so cheerful what she'd done. Now she's become part of the business as well, supported her friends and family, which is great. Ginket, one of our David Lloyd members, got amazing results. This is John. He's a personal training friend of mine, so his nutritional knowledge is exceptional, but he's the prime example of actually when it's quite difficult to plan and prepare your food sometimes. You've just got a new little baby, more managerial job. So second on the products, 90 days, dropped 14% body fat, so massive change there. This is Lynn, one of the people that I've worked with over the past, so dropped an incredible kind of 3 stone there and still going strong. This is myself. So for me, really important, whether you've got 5 stone to lose or 5% body fat, it's exactly the same principles that we're talking about. So we'll look at your food and your diet and fit the products into kind of what you're trying to do. And I guess this is kind of similar to what you're trying to achieve, trying to get those abs ready for your holiday. Okay, perfect. So over here we've got, for me, you're not just buying the products, you're buying the support of your coach, so in this case, me. So, you can find similar, I guess, weight management products and stuff out there in the market, but the thing that really helps people get to their goal is the support from a coach, somebody on there whenever you need it. You've got any questions about your food, your diet, your exercise, and hopefully if we can get you into one of our fit camps as well, there really will be a lot of support for you, which is great. Okay, so it's a little bit the sciencey side about kind of what's going on with your body. Just have a quick chat about the psychology of you hopefully dropping that weight and dropping that body fat, and then guessing if we can get you down to that 10% body fat, you'd like to stay there forever?
I might go on holiday.
Absolutely, just go on holiday all the time with the abs. So, the way we work, we've got this initial weight loss phase. So we work on a principle of, like I said, 5 small meals a day, minimum of kind of 3 activity sessions a week, but maybe more. And if this graph we were looking at here is for you, so we're looking at, say, the next 10 to 12 weeks to try and get rid of that stone, 1 to 2 pounds a week, perfect. The issue with a lot of people is although you've lost that weight, it's very easy to kind of creep back into your old habits. So have you ever lost weight before and put it back on?
I've never really probably tried to lose weight.
Okay.
But my mum has.
Yeah.
Lose 2 stone, gain 3 stone.
There you go, perfect. So typical yo-yo diet. So the thing is, and maybe we can speak to your mum at another time, is making sure, yes, we've got this weight loss phase and we want to make sure we get you there as quick as possible within the safest way, but then we need to look at this transformation phase. So let's say it takes us 12 weeks to get you down to your goal. We then need to set a plan in place to keep you at that weight for the next 12 weeks, so you then become the person that habitually eats and exercises like that 10% body fat person. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So same principle, you 5 small meals a day, and then hopefully you've got this perfect world of the maintenance phase, which is for the rest of your life. So it's my job to kind of put you in a position where you're in complete control of your weight and shape. So this line at the end, it might be straight there, but for me it's a bit more like that. So you go on a holiday, you enjoy yourself, have a few drinks, that's absolutely fine. But the keys for me is when you get back off your holiday, you know all the skills, the tools, potentially you've got products to support you, that makes it really easy. So as soon as you get back Monday after your holiday, you do this, 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 and this, and you're straight back down to you've gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, and this is where the products fit in. So for me, and any Herbalife distributor will talk about this, the perfect world is, your 5 small meals a day, perfect balance of your proteins and your fat, that's great. But from your potential kind of 2 meals a day really, to these perfect balance of 5 small meals a day, it's a big change for a lot of people. And time, money, commitments, I guess family, things that might get in the way, it's very difficult. So potentially how we work with our clients is, during this initial weight loss phase, I say, okay, all I want you to do is worry about 1 meal a day and 1 snack a day. I'm going to send you some recipe ideas for those meals, and we can work together to make sure you can find some stuff that you enjoy that kind of fits around our principles. Okay. And then we basically, through Herbalife, we can provide some incredible nutritional products, so maybe smoothie for breakfast, smoothie for lunch, great little protein bar in the morning and afternoon. It just means from my perspective as a coach, I know exactly what's going into your body nutritionally, which is great. And it just means, we're ramping up that nutrition, massively increasing protein levels, but reducing those calories as we go. Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
So hopefully it means we just get you down to your goal as quick as possible. Then we take you through this transformation phase. So by that time, your evening meal starts to look so much better, so much healthier. So then we potentially take out your lunchtime smoothie and introduce a nice healthy lunchtime balanced meal. And then we've got this perfect world at the end of the maintenance phase where hopefully you are planning and preparing those 5 small, perfectly balanced protein and veg meals. But massively important for me is you've got these products as a backup. So even when you are trying to maybe eat whole foods, maybe in the boot of your car or on your desk at work or something, you've got your bars and your shakes, so that those times where normally you're susceptible to maybe making bad choices, I guess, if you're working late or rushing from home, you've got this high nutritious, convenient, low cost product to keep you on track. Does that make sense?
Yeah, really does.
Great stuff. Okay. We'll kind of work with you through the whole phase so we can kind of take you through the journey and we can monitor that and track that throughout the process, which is great, so we know exactly where we are and what we're doing. And then when it comes down to the products. So, we break it down into our nutritional packs to make sure that you're getting everything that your body needs. We want to talk about optimal nutrition. So, first package is a healthy breakfast, so maybe just for somebody that's looking to just start the day in the right way. So this would be an absolute minimum for you with your no breakfast. So you've got your nutritional smoothie there. We get a strawberry, tropical, chocolate mint, cappuccino, toffee apple and cinnamon, cookies and cream, vanilla. I think that's them all. We'll give you some recipe ideas as well if you want to really be creative with those as well. Pina colada flavour and Maltese flavour and stuff like that, which is great. And then we chuck in tea as well. So that thermo tea there is a perfect replacement for your teas and coffees. Much healthier kind of way to get your caffeines in, full of green tea extracts, and classed as a thermo beverage as well. So you could potentially actually increase the amount of calories that you burn in the day as well, which is perfect. Okay, then we've got the wellness pack. So this has got your nutritional smoothie as well, it's got your tea, but also we're really looking at your nutrition now. So we're adding in a multivitamin, making sure everything from skin, hair, the way your body absorbs its nutrition, really are making sure that your body's full of the best nutrition possible, and fibre and herb. So it's amazing how good nutrition can really change how you feel. And certainly if we're looking at dropping that last look at fat and waste, you get your hydration levels right, get your fibre intake right, you can really make some quick changes, with your digestive system. Perfect. Okay, and then we've got the weight loss pack. So the weight loss pack, we're looking at potentially 2 different flavours of shakes there, so that you get some nice variation throughout the day. So this is what we're kind of maybe looking at the moment, so that maybe for breakfast and for lunch you've got some variation. And then we've got this protein drink mix. This is really, really important. So, as we talked about, it's the protein that really fills you up. So this protein powder here makes those shakes specific to you. So whether you're 15 stone, 10 stone, 7 stone, whoever we're working with, you've got the base product, but then that protein powder, then you add 1 scoop, maybe 2 scoops, to add extra protein and a few extra carbohydrates to make it specific to you, to make sure it is filling you up and make sure we are getting the right protein levels in, okay? And again, same, we've got your teas and your multivitamins, and alongside all these, we've got these kind of added extras. So we've got these protein bars, which are awesome, that you cannot go wrong with those. Some soy nuts as well as a great kind of option for like snacking for mid-morning and afternoon. And we've got an aloe vera drink there, so potentially if you ever suffer from kind of IBS, tummy troubles, this is a great addition to your packs. So we've got the complete weight loss pack to finish, which for me, in an ideal world, this is where we would kind of get you on. So again, you've got the 2 flavours, you get your protein powder, all the other bits, and we put the bars in there as well. So for mid-morning, mid-afternoon snacking, they are exceptional. We get chocolate and peanut, we get vanilla and almond, and we get citrus lemon. They are unreal. So just over 100 calories, about 10 grams of protein. So you really get some fullness, but a little bit of chocolate on there, so you still get that nice kind of chocolatey fix that you may be used to at the moment. Again, you can have the bars in the other. But even that, as our absolute top pack, you're looking at £5 a day. So you're potentially spending about that at the moment on a not very good lunch, which is creating not the body shape you want and maybe not the energy levels that you want. So for about the same price, you're getting your breakfast, your lunch, your snacks, more vitamins, fibre and herb, tea, absolutely everything. So it's going to make you feel good. Okay. Ultimately as well, if you want to keep building, especially if maybe you're going to do some more stuff in the gym, we've got the 24 range. So this is something that we could step up for as well. So post-workout shakes and proof, you're competing in any sports, which is great. But, I hope you understand kind of everything you've got in those packs, but you know what? Rather than selling you a full pack and maybe not liking it or it's not working for you, we start everybody with a 3-day trial. This is the perfect place to start, just so it gives you a nice taste and flavour of the products. You'll know within 3 days exactly how good these products are and how great you feel. So for me, the 3-day trial, you're going to get 3 cookies and cream, you get 3 vanilla, you get 8 little energy tablets, which is the equivalent of tea in tablet form, so just boost your energy levels throughout the day, which will be perfect. And then we give you 1 citrus lemon bar, 1 chocolate peanut bar, 1 vanilla almond bar, and we chuck in a shaker there as well. So just for 15 quid, gives you a perfect little taster for the next 3 days. How does that sound?
It's good to try. It'd be good to try actually, yeah.
Absolutely, for 15 quid, give it a go. I'll speak to you throughout those days and we'll get your day 4 weighing booked in. So we can go through your weighing, we can go through your stats again. Obviously it's only kind of 3 days of being on the product, but actually, we might see some change. But certainly even by then, you should be able to feel the difference that good nutrition can have on your body. Okay. If you do love the products, we've got level 10, which is basically a national 90-day challenge. So if we get you on the products, we can enter into this. So up to about 33 grand worth of prize money every quarter, trips to LA, loads of great stuff. You just need to take a photo, I send that off, and then you're entered into it, and you can do all your stats and stuff at the end. So we might as well, you never know, you might win. Perfect, and that's it. Have you got any questions on that? So all that makes sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. I'm looking to get started, it's a 3-day trial.
Perfect. Got the trial here, get your bars, and get started, mate. Okay, great stuff.
The fastest way to grow your business is through referrals. When somebody takes a 3-day trial, ask them if they don't mind you taking a photo that you'll upload onto Facebook or Instagram to advertise the fact that they are doing the trial for your benefit, so your friends and family can see what you're doing and the fact that someone else is on a 3-day trial, but also their friends and family will see exactly what they're doing, which will create interest and potentially lead into more customers in their circle of influence. Secondly, simply ask the question of whether they know anybody that would be interested in trying a 3-day trial too. It is in their vested interest to have their friends and family work alongside them, because they are so much more likely to get a better result if they are working with colleagues or friends and family at the same time who are following the same system. Also, again, this is just a really quick way for you to get into their circle of influence and to gain a greater customer base.
Guys, hope you enjoyed the wellness profile that I just took you through. The key is to remember, you're not going to remember every little bit that I just took you through there, but as long as you're getting out there, you're practicing it, you're giving it a go with all your friends and family, I guarantee some people are going to take the 3-day trials and then get onto some products. So get out there, speak to people, and good luck.